The anti-slave trade top percentage, 20-year full-time contract, 16-hour per day, Monday through Sunday, city to suburbia, city-based, bi-coastal, international, LA, New York based, 2001 until 2021, are the least amount of a martyr. They're a Christian and they had this calling to be anti-slave trade who stuck to an agency rate. They're the most amount of the top percentage. But the slave trade brands from 2000 until now committed suicide because they were school bloggers who were homeless and human trafficked by their parents with LGBT rights slave trade brand healthcare workers who recruited their families to be slave trade brands for minimum wage for the healthcare. And they recruited school bloggers to be gang raped, to have people gang raped and be drugged, raped, kidnapped, locked up and oppressed, diagnosed, forced counseling, and put in a mental asylum because they're not gainfully employed to work minimum wage. From 2000 till now, for the healthcare. Slave trade healthcare was satanic healthcare for minimum wage. They committed suicide as slave trade brands. I found a bathroom. Others were human trafficked by their parents to work minimum wage as 20, 10, and 5-year models with 100 years of manual labor, 100 years of hours in their body, or 50 years at 10 years. They forced minimum wage with the LGBT rights healthcare, but any healthcare, when you force the healthcare to force counseling because it's a spiritual boundary. And they human trafficked them for brothels for minimum wage to be drugged and raped, gang raped by 40 referral-based nudes and have people drugged and raped for a mental asylum as LGBT rights porn stars for a mental asylum for minimum wage. Those slave trade brands drugged people at the club and married them the next day at Disneyland for 20 years, along with minimum wage workers whose families didn't pay for them to work minimum wage because it cost the low end $5,000 per month per year in their bank account. They committed suicide as slave trade brands.